Hey guys, this is Ayman and today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite setups, an A plus setup. I've had a lot of requests by some members asking me to make a video explaining all of my setups in my playbook or my A plus setups. I want to tell you that this is not that video, but I still promise to make that video as soon as possible. In this video, I'll go through one of them. I have talked about this setup in my recap previously, and I'll explain it more thoroughly today. This is a setup when I don't hesitate taking it. Every time I see this setup, 100%, I am taking it with no hesitation, and I don't care if I win or lose, because most of the time it's working for me. So for this setup, we need a move with volume or some kind of trend. Now this wasn't the high of the day. The high of the day by this time was around 228 something. The stock didn't reach, or maybe 227, 60, 70, I'm not really sure, but this wasn't the high of the day by that time. It bounced from this 15 moving average, 15 moving average on the 15-minute chart, made a strong move up, and now this. Let me explain it. By the way, my entry here was a little bit early, but I didn't want to miss some move. I will go through other trades I've taken with the same setup. So Apple, a move with volume, then consolidation. Now this is a good entry, but it's not the best. Remember what I told you guys before my recaps? I want to see a stock making a move from A to B. Then I want to see a consolidation all the way till it touches the 9 moving average on the 5-minute chart. 9 moving average on the 5-minute chart, because I'm watching the pattern right now on the 9 moving on the 5-minute chart. So it touches the 9 moving average on the 5-minute chart. Sometimes it can't break it, and it's totally okay if it breaks it. The most important thing is for the stock to close above the 9 moving average. Then it makes a doji, and that's it. This is the perfect entry, as close as possible to the 9 moving average with a stop loss, the C level. Then you aim for 2 to 1. I pre-entered Apple trade. I put my stop loss below the C because I just saw that if I take an entry around here and it consolidates for more 5 or 10 minutes, the 9 moving average will go a little bit higher, and basically my stop loss will be valid. It will be still above the 9 moving average. I took my entry around here, stop loss at the C, all out at 2 to 1. Let me go through another trade I took with the exact same setup, Nvidia, and it was around 1400, also on the 5-minute chart. Look at this, a move up, pull back to the 9 moving average, consolidation above the 9 moving average. Then I just take an entry. Let me scroll forward the 1-minute chart. Look at this, 1-minute chart is so choppy. It doesn't look like it's going anywhere, but still I saw the setup on the 5-minute chart. And what did I do? Once it was so clear to me, I decided to take it to the long side with a stop loss below this wick, which is the C. You can't just put it below the previous 5-minute candle. You can put it maybe at the average, but I prefer to still use the C point. I know this makes your reward a little bit further, but it still works for me and I still use it. So I get my 2 to 1 on Nvidia as well. I took this setup as well on Baba. Baba was a little bit of a pain, unfortunately. I'm glad that this setup worked after all. And you can see a move, let me zoom it in guys, a move with volume, consolidation all the way till it touched the 9 moving average on the 5-minute chart. Perfect entry once it made a new 5-minute high or closer to the 9 moving average on the 5-minute chart. My mistake is I didn't use a valid stop loss. This was supposed to be my stop loss, the low of all the candles, which I'm usually using, but unfortunately I think I used this candle around here, and later I got stopped out. I still saw it working, and the setup, it seems, wasn't on the 5-minute chart. It was on the 15-minute chart. Look at this guys, every time it's closing above the 9 moving average on the 15-minute chart, it wicked below it, closed above it. I still liked it, so I took my entry with a better stop loss, and I waited for my 2 to 1. I hit my 2 to 1, partial, and that's it. Every time I see this stuff, I just don't hesitate taking it. Here I took it long in simulator and I exited immediately, and I took it live again. So here, long simulator, exit, long live, and this is my partial on my live account. So 1 stop out, 3 setups, all of them worked the same day, and not all of them working. I mean, I won't say that this setup is working 100% of the time, but most of the time it works for me and I don't hesitate taking it. Now, when do I take it? When I see a stock moving or trending so much or makes a huge move, I want to see one of the three things. The first thing, I'm watching the 5-minute chart and the 9 moving average. So the first thing I want to see is the stock to consolidate, touch the 9 moving average and bounce from it. Now sometimes it will not work, it will just break below the 9 moving average. So once it breaks it and closes below it, look at this, closes below it. Now this is not my setup. I will watch for it to hold the 20 moving average. If it holds the 20 moving average, it's still the same setup, it's valid, but the point of the consolidation isn't the 9 on the 5, it's the 20 on the 5. Same idea, another moving average, then I'll take it to the long side. If it breaks the 20 moving average, I'll shift my opinion or my eyes to the 15-minute chart and see is it holding it or no. So basically, first of all, I want to see it holding the 9 moving average, then I take it to the long side. If this setup failed before me taking an entry and it closed below it, this setup is valid, I'm not trading anymore. I'm waiting to see what it's going to do around the 20 moving average. If it's holding the 20 moving average, I'm taking it. If it's breaking below it, I'm waiting to see what it does around the 9 moving average on the 15-minute chart. So if it's like, let's say 9:30 to 10, by this time I will not be watching for this step on the 9 on the 5-minute chart, because it just takes so much time to consolidate above the 9 moving average in the 5-minute chart till it touches it around 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes. So I'll be watching the 2-minute chart. I want to see the same setup, huge move above the 9 moving average on the 2-minute chart, a consolidation, a touch for the 9 moving average, and then a breakout. After 10 o'clock, I want to see this, sometimes maybe after 10:30, but mostly after 10 o'clock, I want to see this setup happening above the 9 moving average on the 5-minute chart. Later on the day, it's either the 5-minute chart, either the 15-minute chart, one of the two. So this is it, guys. I think this video was a little bit longer than it's supposed to be. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to email me, ayman@bearballtraders.com, or just leave a comment here. If you like this video, don't forget to like it, subscribe, and I'll see you in the chat room tomorrow.